Hey everybody, it is Tuesday, the 29th of December 2015, and we are finishing up the month strong. We've had some exciting things happen. We had one of our team members, Susan Smeltzer and Steve, who have lost over 100 pounds, were featured in People Magazine, just out today. Another one of our coaches, Heather Patterson, was featured as well. So it's really exciting. One of the things to understand is that Heather was on Good Morning America today. She's been on she's on Entertainment Tonight. She was not allowed to, they did not want them to say on the media, the news media, what program they did. They wanted people to buy the magazine to find out what they did. So the guy who did Atkins, he kept throwing it in there, but he wasn't supposed to. So I did find out that piece of information, but it's very, very exciting because it gives people a lot of hope. And I just can't tell you guys how thrilled I am for Susan and Steve. And I wanted to let her tell you a little bit about how she got on how she got the magazine and a little bit about her journey. So, Susan, where'd you go? Hi, Stephen. Is Susan with you, or is she somewhere else? Stephen? Hold on. Susan, I'm going to unmute you, okay? So stay. I'm trying to unmute you, Susan. We can't hear you.
Okay.
There you go. Thank you. Okay, very good. So congratulations, guys. How exciting is that?
I think.
Okay, we might have some issues. I'm unmuting your audio.
Turn off your phone.
I can't turn the phone off.
All right. Okay, talk now.
Okay.
There we go.
That better?
Perfect.
Awesome. Hey guys. We actually, I have absolutely no idea who suggested that we submit our story to the magazine, and I'm thinking it was sometime early summer. And I have to say, most people know, I own a bookstore and I'm really, really busy other than being a health coach. So I sent it in and they got back to us quite a long time afterwards, and I was so surprised. And they asked for more pictures, and I was looking for, they wanted pictures that are both of us standing together, that when we weren't sitting down, when we were heavy. And honestly, there just weren't a whole lot because we took up a lot of room and we always had people around us. So I never got those pictures back to them and forgot all about it. And then we got a letter that said, you're going to be featured in the magazine, and it was bang, 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 a lot of emails back and forth, and we were just so excited about it. But we've had to keep everything very confidential, of course, and that was probably the hardest part. But basically, we took the bone and we went with it, and we're very fortunate to be asked to be in the magazine. So we're just really proud of that fact. And they came out and did a photo shoot, and that was pretty much it. That was about over a month ago. And so we had to keep it quiet till this morning. We're just, like I said, so excited about it.
Well, Susan, one of the reasons you were chosen was because you and Stephen had, one, were a couple, and two, you had kept your weight off for almost 5 years. So tell us a little bit about how this program has worked, because I'm sure you tried other things before.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of people, I haven't been on a lot of calls lately because my life has been more than just full the last few years. And my coaching has not taken a back burner. I service a lot of people still, but I pretty much work with those that show up. And so I've kind of gone about my life coaching and keeping people accountable that want to be kept accountable. And we started in 2010, and one of the best parts of our story, I think, is that we were determined to find something at the time. Our son had a big weight loss, and our daughter was getting married, and we just needed to look good in the pictures, and we needed to do something together. So my original coach was found at the Cobb, I think it was Chamber of Commerce event, and I just happened to walk up to her. It looked similar to what we had done, my son had done, OptiFast, but it was really expensive. And so I said, you know, that looks kind of similar. And I said, excuse me, can I just have a pamphlet? If I'm interested, I'm going to call you back. And she was talking to somebody else at the time, and she just stopped. She gave me the pamphlet, and we talked it over, called the next day, and she followed up and followed through, met us, and literally signed us up the next day. We were very determined to do something and get started. So we were really those ideal clients that, you know, a lot of people you have to really work on, but we were ready. And sometimes you just have to be in the right place, and you have to actually, you know, have your name tag on, or be behind a table, or be talking to the right person. And it's so just letting people know what you do, and networking and building relationships. I think if she wasn't there, I don't know that we would have ever discovered this, and I don't know what we'd be doing right now. So we started right away. That was June 2010. We lost our weight in about 9 months, and that would have been April of 2011. We became coaches within a few months because everyone saw us losing so quickly, and as big as we were, it was very noticeable. And then I found out that you could be a health coach. Like, how cool is that? You could actually get paid. What's that all about? So I figured, well, we'll just make enough to pay for my food. And then that was really easy. And then we wanted to make enough to pay for Stephen's food. That was probably done in a month. And people kept asking, and it just built and built and built. And then we went to a conference in January and met Dr. A and Dan. And we were just blown away by the opportunity. And it was pretty much just one referral after another after that. We just kept up with it. And our biggest thing is that I think we really walk the walk. Literally, we walk every day now. We didn't exercise during the losing the weight, but we picked it up about a year later. And one of my things I do on Facebook is I put it out there. I walk the walk, and I don't just say the words. I actually show people that what we eat on a pretty much daily basis. We'll show, you know, what our healthy, lean, and green is. I usually show that we were out walking, or what we were doing to keep movement in, and making healthy suggestions and being inspirational, and keeping all the other stuff off our page. You know, it's even though it's a personal page, I try to always keep things very positive. And I think all those things have really just led to us keeping the weight off, because I can hear all the time, talking to my clients comes right back to me. And that, I think, is what kept the weight off. And I don't know what I would do if I wasn't a coach. I think I would gain with that. So, you know, I think I'll always be a coach.
I know it too. And thank you. You know, it's so fun because I was with your coach. It was her first attempt, and she was going for ED, and so she was really working in. So she said, should I get a booth at the Chamber of Commerce Business After Hours? And she invested $300 in it. And it was a good investment. And I don't know, I didn't ever meet you there. I must have been away from the table at the time, but she needed some help there. So I just went with her, and I thought it was a great idea. But it's so cool to meet people. And I remember my husband told me when I first started, he says, some of the people, like, you know, you won't even know people that join your team at one point. And so you get to meet so many new people, and you were one of them that I remember my coach called and said, there's a girl who's, you know, a woman she's doing really well. I just met her in a networking thing. She's on your team. She says, call her. She says, reach out. She says, you won't be sorry. She says, she is amazing. And I remember reaching out to you and calling you, and I go, okay, you're amazing. And I wanted you to go. It was like right before convention. I go, come to convention. And I knew that the minute you went to convention, you'd be an ED, you'd be a leader. and you didn't go to convention. Oh well. And you went in October. It was October, not January, that you went.
The second one.
The second one, it was a regional here, and then from that month, it was October like 13th or something, and by October 31st, y'all were EDs. So I mean, it was really once you got the fever. So the moral of the story is get yourself out there and attend events, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Stephen, how proud are you of you guys?
I'm so proud, especially as Susan getting this all together. I've been really busy. You know, I work for the post office, and it's just been our busy holiday season. And on top of that, we're doing a remodeling.
Yeah.
That's why there's a wire sticking out of the wall still right above us.
This is
So
crazy.
between those two things and everything, I mean, she's the one who's pulled this all together. So I'm really proud of her.
Well, thank you guys for being inspirations.
But she's an inspiration for me. She keeps me motivated too. She really does crack the whip all the time and walk the walk.
We just got faster than a walk. That's just like,
yeah,
oh my God, we got to get on Zoom.
She had the timer set so we could get back on time. You know.
Oh, you guys, the habits of health, right?
Right?
Absolutely.
You got to do what you got to do.
Well, we appreciate your efforts because of you, we'll all get being able to show people what's possible, being able to inspire others with your story. So thank you.
Oh, please.
What?
Use us as much as you can.
Oh yeah, right. We will. Thank you, guys.
All right.
All right. So we got two things I wanted to talk about tonight. Was one, I posted something called Creating Your Best 2016 Ever. And in order to create something new, you really don't want to put something, say you had a nice glass of water or a good glass of wine. If you don't want to put it on top of some old water or old wine, do you? That would be diluted. So it's real important to look at what we've done this year and look at, did you make as much money as you wanted to make? Did you help as many people as you wanted to help? Yes or no. And if you did, great. If not, what about that? And start, thinking about that a little bit. And then I had everyone make a list. And again, it's in Team Palace. And if I'll send a copy around. I think I sent a copy by email too. What are the accomplishments you made? What did you achieve? Many times we don't think. I know Alan, we were at lunch. We had an ED lunch over the weekend. And Alan said, that he doesn't always think about what he accomplishes. And then which one makes you the most proud? And then, what did you notice by thinking of all that you've accomplished? It's real important to really recognize what we do accomplish. And Cindy, I think you're on the phone. She was saying to me that with her clients, the one thing that her goal is to just show them they have more wins than losses, more victories than they do struggles. So even if it's, I don't know, I'll have her tell you, next week what some of the things that how she can spin some things to really make people think about what they've accomplished. So that's the same thing for us. And then you want to also make a list of all the things that you wanted to achieve that you didn't. And rather than, it's real important to look at those things that we did not achieve and notice what about that. Not we're just failures, but normally we don't have a structure in place for that to actually happen. Like Stephen, we're talking about, well, Stephen's structure is Susan. And Susan's structure is her post on Facebook. And, she puts something into place so that everybody now knows, what she does, and that keeps her accountable. Coaching the structure for us. And so we want to make sure that you have that commitment in place so that it actually happens. We can say we want to exercise, but I know that if I don't go to Nicole twice a week, it ain't happening. I can want it to happen. I can plan for it to happen. But guess what doesn't happen? Because I don't have a structure in place for it to happen. So I think that's real important for us to really look at what caused that not to happen for us to achieve things and really take responsibility for what is it that we want to put into place so that will happen automatically. So, and then the final thing you want to look at is, what really bummed you out the most? You know, what's really so important to you that you're not making happen and or allowing to happen or being inspired, and what gets in your way. And then can you declare, once you write all that stuff out, can you declare it complete? You know, can you say, you know what, I saw what got in my way of it happening and done. And only when we can declare it complete, can we have this fresh glass to pour a new thing into. And so, and the other thing that's real important is to celebrate. What are you going to do to celebrate? That's, if anything on this page or this assignment or this exercise, it's hardest for me is planning my celebration. I always kind of let it slip and slide. And, oh yeah, well, I'll do it. And then when you're planning your 2016, one of the things that's really important to do is build it on a foundation of gratitude. We really can't get, and we've done this in an exercise locally, and we'll talk more about it another time, but we really can't get there from here. In other words, when we're coming from lack, deprivation, not enough, we didn't do good enough, and we want to go there, it's really hard to get there because we're coming from a really maybe negative place. We don't have that energy of that. But gratitude, what are we grateful for? What do we have that we're grateful for? You know, your warm bed, your, you know, whatever it is, a client, an opportunity like we have with coaching, your health, your family. You know, when you can think about that and be very present to what it is you're grateful for, that's the foundation, the good soil that you're going to build your 2016 dreams on. They don't come from negativity and not enough. That's not good soil. Those are weeds that are going to trap what you want to create. So really think about what it is you're grateful for, the people, the situations, the events, and make that a little bit of a stretch to really come up with some things so that you can lay the foundation for the new year. So speaking of the new year, we've got so many things coming up that we're going to want to take advantage of. On the 9th of January, we're having a whole Take Shape for Life event. We'll talk a little bit more about that next week. You'll see, I'll post things in Team Palace, but we're having one in Atlanta at the Roswell Suites. It is on a Coach Connection now. So if everyone go to Coach Connection and look at the field events, there are lists of events all over the country. In Atlanta, we're up there now. And so check it out. Where in your area is there something that you can plug into? They'll be those that are listed will be open. And so it'll be a really fun thing to participate in, to hear from other people and learn about what it is that we have and to offer. And thanks to Susan and Steve, you know, what we have to offer is out there. We also, there's some webinars that we're invited to attend. One was just at 8 o'clock. I don't know if anyone tuned in a little bit, but I thought it was good. Wasn't it good? It was good, wasn't it? Yeah, so we'll get the recording. Listen first. Think about somebody who you might want to share it with. This is all about the program. It's not about the coaching opportunity. It's more about the program and people's health journey. And I thought it was really good. I didn't get to listen to the whole thing, but and then the second thing is mamapreneurs. Some women did a testimonial on what it was like to be a mom and make a really good income by staying at home. And that we have that recording. It's on Team Palace. Watch it yourself. It's 30 minutes. And I know, Cindy, you've told me you've gone to town. I have gone to town. I have thought of so many people that I wouldn't have thought of that I could at least share this and say, who do you know who might need this? So I think it's a great tool. We'll be coming up with some more of those. And another thing is on Saturday morning, we've got, there's a 2-hour training that I'll send information on. So you can tune in. It's a health coach training just for health coaches. And so you may want to hear about how to get started as a new health coach or go further. So speaking of new things and the new year, Nicole DeWard has come up with something that is a really neat alternative for some people that may want to use our more natural products or optimal health products. Maybe they're sensitive to artificial sweeteners and they may want to use them. And then two, maybe they want to take the cost down a little bit. And so she's come up with a really nice plan. I think I've already posted it, but I'll show it to you again. And one thing to remember though, is that this plan is not approved by nutrition support. So if you call and ask them about it, they won't know. You might not be able to guarantee people results. And so be very careful. Talk to your mentor about it. Talk to Nicole about it. So just use it with a grain of salt that you're not guaranteeing anything. It's hey, why don't you try this? We've had some success with this. And let's give this a try. So I think it's great. Nicole, would you share with us what you've come up with and what you're finding?
Yes. Oh, I have reverb. Am I reverbing for you guys too? Okay, I'm good. Okay. So I wanted to let you know, first and foremost, that our flagship offering is the 5-in-1. 5-in-1, it has been around. It's our plan that's been studied at Johns Hopkins University and the National Institute of Health, and it is our mainstay for our go-to for weight loss options. A couple of reasons I looked into working the macronutrient values of the protein, fats, and carbs in our optimal health line is because I find that sometimes those products are not as widely used. We've had the caramel nut maintenance bar for a long time, and to be completely transparent, I've never tried it. And I don't have any clients that use it either. And so when this new line came out, the Optimal Health line, the gluten-free option is what piqued my interest. I've been gluten-free personally for about 3 years, and it's really changed my digestive health a ton, and have found that a lot with my clients that have problems with inflammation. When they're able to reduce the amount of gluten they take in, it really helps them a lot. And so I thought, okay, a lot of people want to eat bars, and when you're gluten-free, you can't eat Medifast bars. So I was really excited when the Optimal Health line came out and had options for bars that were gluten-free. Now, when we look at the nutrient values of the Optimal Health line, they're still blood sugar balanced. So they still are taking the carbs and proteins and keeping them in balance, just like the footprint of our Medifast products. Know that the Optimal Health line is a Take Shape for Life brand. It's not branded as Medifast, it's branded as Take Shape for Life. So that's exciting as well. So I started working out some values and finding that one of the best things about what we offer in weight loss is their magic of fat burn. And so being in fat burn helps you to utilize your own fat as fuel. Because remember, there are two sources of fuel in your body. You can either be burning glycogen, which comes from eating carbohydrates, or you can be in a mild fat burning state and you utilize fat for fuel. So you tap into your own fat stores to use. And we've talked about that a couple times on the magic of fat burn and magic of 5-in-1. So when I was looking at how to utilize the Optimal Health line, I found that a really sweet sweet spot with fat burn is anywhere from between 80 to 100 carbohydrates. So I was able to utilize the Optimal Health products, and I do believe I have it written up, and Susan can post it on Team Palace. But it's still eating 6 times a day. You're utilizing only 3 meal replacements instead of 5, because the values are double the values of a regular Medifast product. So instead of 100 to 110, it's around 200 calories and about 20 to 25 grams of protein and carbohydrates, where the Medifast product is 11 to 14. So what I did was I took and you can, again, just like the 5-in-1, you can move any of these things around. But for the six fuelings, you use 1 bar in full, two of your snacks, your mid-morning snack and the mid-afternoon snack are a half a bar. And then full lean and green for lunch, full lean and green for dinner. Of course, with your option or with your healthy fats included, which are not optional. Making sure if you're eating fish that you're including those 2 healthy fats. And then before bed, using the Optimal Health Shake. And it's great to take in a liquid protein before bed because it doesn't take as much work for your body to digest and helps you sleep well, but helps you stay satiated. A lot of people try and skip that last meal of the day, and that's really the last thing that you want to be doing. You really want to set yourself up for success, for a good night's rest. And if you're hungry and your blood sugar gets out of whack as you're trying to go to sleep, that can really be a recipe for disaster. So make sure you're taking in healthy nutrition before you go to bed. And so that works out calorically to, depending, just like with our, the 5-in-1 has like a range of about 800 to 1,000 calories. This ranges anywhere from 1,100 to 1,400 calories, depending on what we choose for our lean and green. So you can make it less calories by not having the higher calorie meats. So sticking to the lean meats and fishes and such. So I had my first client finish a month, lost 5% body fat and 10 pounds. And it wasn't the typical lost 10 pounds in your first week because you are losing water weight. So this was someone who had been working on weight loss for a while, who had just finished up the Whole30, really detoxed and cleansed her system, and then did this modified 4 and 2 with our Optimal Health line. So I'm really excited about it. I have several other clients utilizing it right now that really wanted to limit the amount of artificial sweeteners in their body. Sometimes people are just sensitive to them. So we want to be sensitive to that and have another option. And of course, my favorite being that it's gluten-free. So if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer them for you, and we can chat about it. I do have an email that I've been sending to my clients, letting them know that I do have another option. It's a great way to re-engage an inactive client, to be able to say, hey, listen, we're trying something different, and this may or may not be a good fit for you, but I wanted to make sure that you knew. And so if you're interested in getting that email, you can send an email to me at NicoleDeWard@gmail.com, and I'm happy to forward you that email with the 4 and 2 attachment as well. So thanks for letting me share, Susan.
Oh, it's great, Nicole. And yeah, awesome. I love it. And I think it's such a great opportunity to offer people options. So we are also, I know Mike McDonald was on a TV show last week, and he did say we were coming up with a sports nutrition. We're partnering with a company with sports nutrition. So we are moving into that area, which is very, very cool. And Nicole's leading the way. So it's very exciting. And if you have any questions, we'll go ahead and wrap up our call. So please be sure. She's so generous with her time. And I'd love for her at some point to spearhead a personal trainer call, similar to the mom call, so that would be Julie Apple and Nicole. That would be really a lot of fun for us to put together to attract more personal trainers on our team, because we really know we can help them. So yeah, take the time to complete your year. Listen to some of the webinars and the things that are coming out. I'm posting on Team Palace. We're really fortunate to have all this great energy and excitement this year. And have a wonderful, wonderful new year. Thank you all for tuning in tonight, and for all you do for touching, even if you touch one person's life, it's a really good thing. So thanks and good night.
Good night. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.